When you're first learning how to paint like Bob Ross, it's really important to find some tips, tricks, hacks, and tools that will make your life easier, maybe save you some time, help you with cleanup, and some of the less fun technical aspects of painting. So in this video, I'm sharing 7 tools, tricks, hacks that will make your life easier and make the joy of painting even more fun. Something I experienced from time to time when I was first learning Bob Ross painting technique is that my liquid white container would get really messy and hard to manage when I was applying the liquid white to the canvas. And my teacher trainer, Faye, suggested instead of keeping your liquid white inside of the container that it comes in, to go ahead and put your liquid white inside of these condiment bottles that you can buy for like less than $20 on Amazon. I think I got a 6-pack for $19.99 or something. So I've put my liquid white in a like little ketchup bottle, as well as my liquid clear. And something that I like about having the liquid white inside these condiment bottles is that they come with these really secure red tops on them, and you can place your finger over the top and then really get a good mix and a good shake on your liquid white. Versus inside of the tub, it tends to all settle on the bottom, and this is just a little messier to mix and get a really good blend on. I had some accidents where the lid wasn't on all the way secure and liquid white got everywhere. And then you take your liquid white and you can just pour the portion that you need for your painting into like a little plastic cup or something like that. And it keeps your container from getting contaminated with color and just keeps your liquid white cleaner. So that's my first tip. I really love this. Shout out to Faye for the idea. Cleaning this sludgy bag full of paint thinner can be very, very messy. So how do you get the paint thinner out of this bag and keep the sludge in the bag without making a mess and getting it all over your studio and all over yourself? I've got a tip for you. Something that I discovered was to use these they're freezer bag holders that you can buy on Amazon, and they come in a set of 6 or so. They collapse up and store like this, really flat, so they don't take up much space if you're not using them. And then they have these little arms that pop up and then they extend. And you take your freezer bag and you place it inside the little arms here like this. And then when you're ready to clean your sludgy mess out of your paint thinner, you just use this to stand up on the desk or on the table, and then pour your dirty paint thinner bag into the clean one. And it really helps you separate the sludge from the clean paint thinner so that you can reuse your paint thinner, save money, and protect the environment at the same time. But these little green freezer bag holders end up being like a studio assistant or a second pair of hands. I find them very handy for painting. The next trick that I'll give you for your paint studio setup is to get yourself a little bungee cord. So this one is probably about 16 inches long or so, 16, 18. It's pretty short. So what you do is you take your bungee cord and you thread it through your paper towels, and then you use it as a paper towel hook or holder on your easel. This works perfectly if you have a Bob Ross easel because it's got these extra bars on here. And then this gives you your paper towel handy, ready to go, right at your fingertips. I really recommend getting a bungee cord for your studio. Just makes your life a lot easier when you're cleaning up. Another tip that I find handy in the paint studio is to get yourself a cheap hair dryer, blow dryer, for when you're doing your gesso and acrylic underpaintings for your oil paintings. When you've got a black gesso or acrylic underpainting on your canvas, the hair dryer can be used to blow the paint and actually speed the drying process. So if you're like me and you get really excited when you've got a new painting and you don't want to sit around and wait for the acrylic or gesso to dry, get yourself a hair dryer. This will cut the drying time by half. Another hack that I learned from teacher trainer Faye when going through it was the fundamentals class of Bob Ross certification, is to make yourself a little palette cheat sheet. The palette cheat sheet has the exact order of all of the oil paints and which place they go on the palette. And this is important if you're picky and particular and you want your paints to be lined up just how Bob Ross lines them up. And this palette really helps you keep your thinner or your more opaque paints separate from your transparent paints and helps you keep all of your yellows together, etc. I just found this really helpful when I was going through fundamentals, and I still use it to this day, even though I have my Certified Ross Instructor certificate. Something that I really struggled with when I was first learning how to paint like Bob Ross is how to frame canvases. It doesn't seem intuitive where you can just take an off-the-shelf frame and pop a canvas into it. So I found these little canvas and frame connectors at Hobby Lobby. You can even find them at Michael's. And the way that it works is you take your frame that doesn't have any glass in it, you pop your canvas into it, and then you take these little frame connectors and you screw the whole side onto the frame, and then you use the flat side that doesn't have a hole on it onto the canvas. And this really keeps it in here very securely. So this painting is not going to come out of this frame. It is in there super secure, and these are really easy to do. I just buy discount frames at Michael's and Hobby Lobby, like I said, and then I do all my own framing. With these little canvas connectors, it makes the framing process really easy. If you do a lot of paintings, or even one a week in the Bob Ross wet on wet technique style, you're going to need a drying rack. Did you know that oil paintings can take weeks to dry depending on your climate? They're not like acrylic paints where they dry instantly. Oil paints take a really long time to dry. So set yourself up for some success and just go get a piece of, this is just wire shelving that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's or any Target, any home improvement store, and get yourself a little section of this and then attach it to your wall so that, or you could maybe put it over your paint studio area or over your desk, and attach it to the wall so that you have a dedicated place to put your paintings while you're waiting for them to dry. If you've got a dedicated drying rack in your studio or in your craft room, you will avoid the problem of accidentally touching wet paints and ruining them. And so it's really, I think, just a valuable tip to go ahead and get yourself a drying rack set up to save yourself some headache. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss next week's video. See you on the next one.